Brexit trade talks, with neither side.
Continue on M54 for 11 miles.
Downing Street says discussions are at a very difficult point, while France has spoken of unilaterally vetoing any deal it doesn't like. Care homes in England could start receiving supplies of COVID vaccines for residents.
Good evening and namaste. I'm driving home on an absolutely filthy night, black and wet and generally horrible. So I'm listening to the news and it's all about Brexit, which has recently come back to the fore. One of the best things about COVID was that it actually took Brexit off the news agenda. But here we are at the end of the year, and the trade talks are still ongoing at the 11th hour, and we still don't have a deal. And you remember that we were told, there were lots of lies spun around Brexit, I believe, and Boris Johnson was elected on the premise of an oven-ready Brexit deal, which he then decided actually, once he was elected, wasn't that oven-ready after all. Now, politicians lie all the time. It seems to go with the territory, and we've kind of put up with it for quite a long time. But I think in recent years it's become even more glaringly obvious that this is just really not a good way to do things. And why do they do it? Politicians need to be elected, so to some extent they have to spin, if not lie outright, but they have to, say things that they think are going to get them elected. And therein lies the problem, because when they are elected, whether they thought about it or not, sometimes they can't do the things that they promised, if they ever had the intention of following through on them anyway. So I think we need really seriously to start thinking about different way of doing politics. So here's one idea. It's a citizens' assembly. What's a citizens' assembly?
According to Wikipedia, a citizens' assembly is a body formed from citizens or generally people to deliberate on an issue or issues of local or national or international importance.
Thank you, Google. So a citizens' assembly, as Google so kindly explained, is just a collection of people, and the difference between them and mainstream sort of politicians is that they are chosen. They are not necessarily people who want the job, who are ambitious to achieve political high office or anything like that. They are just ordinary people picked at random for a certain amount of time. And so in doing that, what you take away, if you take away the ambition and the personal interest and all the rest of it, are people who make decisions without the worry of, well, is this going to get me kicked out of office or get me re-elected? I think that'll do for an explanation and your consideration for now. We can talk about it more perhaps another time. I've got to get home safely in the dark and the rain. And I hope you're safe and well wherever you are, and namaste.
Will we get a deal? Any other comment?
What will be